Hello and welcome to the Help I Need an Adult podcast with your hosts, Michael.
And Jordan. So either welcome or welcome back, because this is episode number 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 2 since we launched it.
Yeah. It's been pretty good. I'm a numbers girl, so I'm looking at like all of the analytics and stuff like that. And it's kind of neat just to see like how many people watch a day and like Spotify has a breakdown that you can see like male or female and the age breakdowns too, which is kind of neat. So that's been cool. We've been getting really good feedback from family.
Yay.
So it's not, I mean, I feel like it could be like, oh, you started a podcast, but
nerds.
but it's been really positive and our family's been really loving it too. So shout out to our families for being supportive of our creative venture.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoying it so far. I like to talk about it with coworkers and yeah, it's been fun to chat about at work. So just throughout our day.
I haven't been able to talk about it at work because I've just been sick since we launched it. So
yeah, Michael's been really sick, so pray for him. By the time you're hearing this, he's probably perfectly healthy.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Wednesday after we launched the podcast. So
right.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's a lot better by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. All right. This one, we're talking about, sports and body image and the change between being a high schooler and then going into adulthood.
Yeah.
I need an adult. My body's changes.
The
changed.
The working title for this podcast was Jim Never Met the Guy. And it's like, yeah. All right.
Jump right into it. Body image. Going from a student athlete. We were both athletes in high school. What were your sports?
I did football and track.
For most of school, I did cross country in the fall, hockey in the winter, and track in the spring.
Yeah.
So pretty intense.
I didn't have a winter sport.
You did one act, right?
I did one act play and I hit the weight room.
Right.
So
yeah, we were both very athletic during high school, and
I like to think I was.
Athletics kind of consumed who we were, kind of.
They were a big part of, yeah.
Yeah.
They were a big part of who I was.
Outside of youth group and things like that, for me at least.
Youth group was weird.
I had a great experience. Michael has more story to tell on another podcast, maybe.
Yeah, tune in later for. No, but like, it's a pretty hard cutoff. Well, at least it was for me, not so much for Jordan. So I went straight from being super active with sports and stuff in high school to basically doing nothing in college.
Right. And I went from a three sport athlete. Well, I take that back.
You
did
did sports in college.
Sport athlete.
Yeah, you did sports in college, so like.
But yeah, I did sports in college. And I ran, so. I was able to stay in shape for a little longer. Best shape of my life freshman year of college, so that was cool. I hope to get into my actual best shape of life here, my late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, but I had a fairly quick drop off. It just like went from being pretty active all the time to not.
Right. How did that affect your mental health? Do you think it did?
Well, I mean, there was other stuff going on during that time. So that might have also actually affected how active I was. But I did notice like, I gained a little weight just like when you're not, because I went from doing track in the spring and running every day to nothing.
Right.
So like it was just kind of inevitable. Like if I didn't change my diet or something, and I didn't, that I was just going to gain weight.
Right.
And I did.
Yeah.
Not a lot right away. I think I was still pretty trim somewhere through my sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
Then it kind of piled on.
Well, and I feel like that's one of the things that's like we don't get told going into adulthood. Or maybe we do. We just like chose to ignore it because our metabolisms are still really, really quick.
My metabolism just kind of fell off a cliff in high school. So like I'd already dealt with that.
So you were working to keep trim during sports seasons.
Yeah.
Like
oh yeah. Yep.
I didn't like have to actually. I mean, I was so engrossed in sports that it was like I felt like I didn't really have to ever worry about weight or anything like that. I was rather thin and for a while. But
yeah, I think I actually gained a bunch of weight in between my sophomore and junior years of high school. and I'm not really sure why.
Mm-hmm. Puberty?
No, I
No.
hit puberty early.
Okay.
It wasn't that. Um, but and so like I was already like kind of dealing with that a little bit, but I was still very I mean, I like to think I was still very athletic.
Yeah.
Um, I still like to think I am for my age,
Yeah.
but
Your kids are testing that. Your students
oh,
chasing them around.
no, we don't chase.
That's right.
We watch and observe and follow.
Quickly.
Sometimes rapidly.
I love it. I love the rewording of that. Yeah. I feel like my biggest weight gain was in like ninth grade, which is pretty on par for me. I feel like I was a little bit of a late bloomer. So like the weight
I've
gain
seen pictures
came
of you like in
after.
middle school and after, and
Oh
you were
my
kind of a
gosh, I
twig.
was like a stick.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hit one hockey season and I remember like eating a lot more, but I don't think that's it. I mean, I gained a lot of leg muscle. That was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Little bit of a booty. TMI, but not really. But I just remember gaining like probably a significant amount of weight ninth grade year. And like I didn't look big by any means. I mean, I still looked very toned and athletic, but I definitely like gained a good amount of weight at that point in time. Became more serious about how serious I wanted to be in sports and trying and putting forth the effort. So, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of when I noticed the first physical change. And then I obviously ran cross country and I tried to run track and then got injured in college.
Yeah, track didn't last very long.
No, it was like a few weeks maybe.
Did you do track after that, or was that kind of the end of track for you in college?
I tried to go back for a little bit, but I just couldn't.
Did you go back in your sophomore year, or did you drop it?
No, I dropped track completely in my sophomore year.
Okay.
I was gonna be a multi-athlete and do like the heptathlon, septathlon.
Yeah, I still don't understand what those were.
Several events, and then you like get scored based on it.
I understand it's like 6 or 7 events in one event.
But like I feel like I would have been so good at that too. I kind of wish that I would have pursued that a little bit more.
All the regrets of aging.
I know there's so many things you look back on. You're like, oh, I wish I would have tried that. Just because like in high school, I did like all the events in track at some point. I started with a 2-mile in 7th grade.
I did not.
I made varsity in 7th grade because no one else wanted to do the 2-mile.
I am strictly sprints.
Right, and hurdles. Yeah. Well, I did the 2-mile and then I went to 1 mile. And then I ran like the 4x8 pretty consistently for a few years. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Not like fantastic, but we were a pretty good relay team. And then we had a coach that kind of like started throwing random people in the 4x8, and it just kind of seemed like it kind of went downhill from there. I never had consistent coaching at track, and I think that at least in high school, I did and would have for sure had a phenomenal coaching in college. And I had decent coaches in high school. It was just like it switched every year or like every couple of years. And I think if I had a coach that would have been like, Jordan, chill. Like, please pick an event and like just pursue that and be good at it. Because I went down to the 4x8 and then I started doing hurdles, which was fantastic. I loved hurdles. That was probably like 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade. And then I did high jump. And like I have 0 hops. I can't jump.
Jordan cannot jump.
But I was there. That was the number 1 high jumper for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Just hilarious. I cleared 410 one time.
I didn't do high jump. I did long jump and triple jump.
Yeah.
I liked those.
I broke my leg pole vaulting in 8th grade. I forgot to mention that. I did pole vault too. But did decently for that. Until I broke my leg. My mom was like, no more. So, yeah. Anyways, other than track, what other sports did you do?
Well, did I even really talk about track?
No, you can talk all over the place. Go ahead.
Like, I actually, whatever level of coaching changes you had, I had the opposite. I had the same coach middle school through high school. I was really big into doing hurdles. I I love running hurdles. Um, and I was lucky enough to have the same coach. I had a specific hurdle coach. Um, he kind of worked with us in middle school a little bit, but he was the hurdle coach in high school. And we really got to just really dive into it and stuff. Thankfully, he encouraged us to like do other like field events and stuff as well. But um, I actually had really steady coaching throughout all my sports. I didn't like all my coaches, but I had pretty steady coaching. Um, yeah, no, track was probably my favorite sport. Um, I was good at it. I might not have been the fastest kid, but I was good at it. Um, Football was challenging sometimes. Um, I, like I said earlier, I hit puberty really early, actually. And so in middle school, I actually shot up. I was one of the tallest kids in my class. Um, I was faster than everyone, and I could just out athlete almost anyone on the field. Um, and then I just, as quick as that came up, I stopped growing. so
We
I
love short kings.
I stayed my 5'7" self for the rest of my life now.
5'7.5".
That makes it sound desperate. I don't
No.
know. So it was interesting though, because like I never, for most of my years up until my junior year of football, I didn't really play the same position more than once. Um, I played so many different positions on football. And you know, sometimes I think that was really fun because I got to do a bunch of stuff, but I also never really got to be like get like really good at any specific spot. Um, and then my junior and senior years, actually, I got really frustrated with my coaches and just the way things were going. Um, I felt like I had put in all the work and stuff, and all my classmates my junior year were on varsity except for me. And so that really or what is it, chapped my, I don't know. I was not happy about it.
Right.
I think that led to me not really putting in the work anymore. Because I didn't understand why. Um, just yeah, I don't know. Because I was on JV and I would just kind of take over games. I was the running back and just I and like I understood at the time that like they had a really good running back on varsity. I didn't think I would start over him or anything. He was really good, but I think that frustration when they had kind of alluded to me that they saw me on varsity the next year after our sophomore season. That really got to me, and I think at that point it was like when I was like, I don't really care anymore. So I stopped. I didn't really work super hard after that, and that definitely came to fruition in my senior year, where um, I was just mad at my coaches at that point. But I realize now that like a lot of it was my own fault. I didn't actually apply and really try what they wanted me to do. I still think there were some poor decisions made that year, just some choices on offensive scheme and stuff. But um, for instance, we tried to run a triple option offense with a quarterback who um, couldn't run. And any of you football nerds will know that that just doesn't work. Um, so I think that so I had really great coaches. I also had coaches who frustrated me to no end. Um, Even if some of it was my fault. Um, but I think that was part of like I think that's part of being a coach too. Just like if I ever get into coaching,
Which
just
has been a desire of yours.
yeah, which is something I want to do, whether that's football or track or something. I think that's something I want to do at some point in the future. Um, really want to just be careful with like how I handle my players and stuff, and just what you say to them and stuff, because you don't want to make promises that you don't keep and stuff, because that
Carries so much weight.
right, because like when you're in high school and stuff, your sports are basically your life. That's like
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're putting everything into. I mean, there's school and like there's other stuff going on, but like if you're an athlete in a sport, like man, that is what you are putting your heart and soul into at that point. Um, so if you're not careful as a coach with like what you tell a kid, then you might just destroy that desire to try and play hard. But I think that's one thing if I ever get into coaching is just I want to be very careful about that. Not that you don't like tell kids like, hey, I think you can do this, and then it might not always work out. But then just being very honest with them, like, hey, this is like I still think you can do this, but this is why you're not there at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I never got that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was kind of my.
I have a similar situation, I guess,
You do,
with
yeah.
hockey.
Yep.
Love the sport of hockey. I have fallen back in love with it.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of bitterness for a while,
Mm-hmm.
there. Also related to some coaching, but I guess I feel like I just had a struggle through the sport, but I loved it. I just like
Mm-hmm.
wanted to continue fighting through it, and like I just loved to play hockey. So it was something that like yes, I faced adversity.
Yep.
Sorry.
Nailed it.
Adversity early on. Um I guess the first time I faced kind of like the roadblock, other than starting, I looked like a baby deer on ice. That's my parents always tell me the first time they saw me on ice, they were like, "Oh my gosh!" But I made so much progress that first year. Like I just remember the coaches like telling my parents like, "We're so proud of her. Like she's come so far," and like, that made me feel really good right away. But I played hockey for 9 years. Started in young elementary school, but I remember the first time that I faced some hardship, I guess, in the sport was I was in I was in varsity cross country as a seventh grader, which was I mean a big accomplishment. Looking back at it, I'm like, oh, like as a seventh grader, like I was pretty young, but on varsity and um, that kind of because I was in sections and that season went longer because I was going to essentially cross country's version of playoffs. Um, I wasn't able to start hockey with the rest of the girls. So I remember talking to my coach and being like, I am still in season. It's youth hockey, but
Yeah.
it's like, I'm still in season. I can't play yet. Like, I need to, finish this season out of cross country. And they were so nice, so understanding. They were like, yep. Like, we understand. This was the first year they decided to split the girls. We had enough girls to have an A team and a B team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 12 years or something like that. But I remember I had so many girls. I mean, it was sixth grade and seventh grade, and
Yeah.
for Hibbing, that was like different schools. So,
right.
there's a lot of seventh graders, and there was the sixth graders as well. And I remember just like being super worried about tryouts because I wasn't gonna be there for tryouts. And they're like, "Well, there's obviously like a spot for you, plenty of room on teams, whatever." The coach told me and my parents to our faces that I would just start on A's because that's where the majority of the seventh graders were. And they were like, well, and if we need to change it up later, we can. Like, I wasn't like a standout hockey player by any means, but I really loved it. I worked hard, day in, day out when I was there, and I just wanted to try hard and be really good at what I did. I wanted to at least
That's what you do.
enjoy it, you know. I ended up with how sections worked out. I ended up being able to make it to a scrimmage, kind of like the hurrah of tryouts, and they took that as my tryout. That was my first time on ice. I thought I did okay in it actually, but I didn't have the whole week of tryouts leading up to it. Well, long story told, because it's not long story short, because I just told the story. They were announcing teams, and I was put on the B team.
Yeah.
I was the oldest one, the only one in the high school that was on the B team. I was frustrated. I remember going home, I was in the truck, and my dad, I think he just knew. I got almost all the way home, and I had not said a word. And I looked at him, and he's just like, "So what are you thinking?" And I burst into tears. I was just so hurt and sad because I was told one thing by an adult that I thought I could like really go for,
Yep.
and then let down.
Hmm.
But my dad has always been such a good motivator about like, prove them wrong. You don't like the decision they made? Prove them wrong. So that's exactly what I did. I went into the locker room. The first practice we had as the B team, I went to the locker room, and there was a few younger girls that like really, really, really wanted to make the A team and were upset that they didn't. And I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of yelled in a way, but I was like, hey, I said, who in here is upset that they didn't make A's? And like almost every, maybe a couple girls did, and a couple girls were like, no, like I'm happy where I'm at. Like they're just there to for
Yeah.
the vibes, I
Just
guess.
having fun.
um, a lot of girls were like, yeah, and I remember just saying like, let's prove them wrong. Prove those coaches wrong. If you truly think they made the wrong choice, let's have a great season. Let's have fun. Let's be good. We made a good record that year.
Jordan has
But
a history of doing essentially movie scene
I
quotes.
do.
I think it's kind of funny.
It's like the miracle.
Let's prove them
No,
wrong.
but like
Alright.
not to, and it wasn't like out of disrespect for the coaches or anything, but it was like prove to them that you're better than they where they placed you. So that was the first one. The next one was in high school later on. Um,
The same thing, wasn't it?
Similar, yeah. But they had me 10th grade year. I was named captain of the JV team. A lot of girls on my team were almost all of them were playing full-time varsity already in my grade. Um, like I said, not a standout hockey player. We had a lot of fantastic girls in my grade. Like
Yeah.
shout out to that. I loved all those girls too. Like not one of them did I have any quails with or anything like that. I don't even know if that was the right word, but really really enjoyed who they were on and off the ice. But I was practicing JV, off ice JV, off ice, or off ice JV, on ice JV. If there was space between, I'd get down to my breezers and do off ice varsity, on ice varsity for an entire season. This was like 4+ hours a day of hockey. And then I'd get home, be expected to do my homework, keep my grades up, and get enough sleep.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a
and
lot.
we had a successful season. I was able to go to state with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I played a little bit. It wasn't a lot by any means, but I remember right after the last game, our coach came up to me. He's like, "You ready to play varsity next year full time? Like,
Yeah.
you ready, kid?" Like, super nice guy. Um, and I was like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna work this summer." Like, I did a lot of work going in my junior season of like stick handling and shooting pucks, and I was just really excited to
Mm-hmm.
finally be where I wanted to be because I feel like I was the only one that really like just kind of where your like where grade level was like okay, a couple years in JV, a couple years at like just moving on up in a more like natural way because we just had a lot of standout girls in my grade, so everyone else was there. Um, but I I was running cross country again, and I put in 400 summer miles. I knew I needed to finish that season out, but I was still stick handling and stuff during the summer and doing what I could. I ran 400 summer miles for cross country, and then went to the season. Had a decent season of cross country, but it had been June through October of distance endurance running, working on my endurance, and I remember finally getting to hockey season. Excited for hockey season. Thrilled actually. And then a coach came up to me and was like, "I want you practicing JV and varsity." And I was like, oh my gosh. Like in my head, I just remember being like, I'm doing this again. Like I would go home. There were several times the year before I would go home in tears because I just like was so exhausted and had
Yeah.
so much to do. And my mom was watching me fall apart through all of this, and I remember being like, okay, like I can do it. Like the thing that got me was my coach when he told me I was practicing JV and varsity. He told me that he wanted me to do it because I didn't have enough endurance after coming off of 5 months of maybe one of the highest endurance sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like flabbergasted by that. Um, a different coach at the same time. I was like going through it mentally, and in school I was doing PSEO, so I had full-time college classes at the same time, so a little bit higher level, different schedule. And I specifically remember I was running like maybe a mile, maybe 2 miles outside, and a coach happened to see me, pulls me to the coach's office and was like, "You don't do that during the hockey season." And I was like, I just like sat back and I was like, okay, like I was just trying to like get in a good spot mentally.
Yeah.
And really just, I mean, I wasn't moving fast. It wasn't like I was sprinting a bunch of miles. I was literally just like, okay, I need to calm myself. Like just, and I just remember being scolded for it. And I fought through that as much as I could, but it just came to a point that I was coming to practice and I was like, I didn't want to be there anymore. I loved the sport. I loved the girls on the team. I just like, and I had a spot in the varsity room finally. So like, I don't know if they like just cleared me a spot just to feel like here's a confidence boost or whatnot. But I just like, I felt so sad because like I wanted it so badly, but I felt like I was just being told, like, well, first of all, the endurance thing that was crap. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it as it is. That was crap. But I felt really cheated by it. Big emotions. I feel like sometimes when I talk about it, I can still get a little bit worked up about it.
Yeah.
I would like to think that like I've like shed forgiveness. I don't really have like bitterness towards it, but it did like ruin the game for me for a little while.
Yeah.
And that's why it hurts.
Yep.
It wasn't necessarily like, oh, you took this from me. Like it just like made the game not fun for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want this so bad. But so I ended up deciding to quit, which I'm usually one of those, like, if you're in it, you're in it. Like, at least finish the season out.
Yep.
Still very early season. I don't think we had any games yet, just scrimmages. And I told the coach, I said, I can't do it anymore. This is like, I'm going home crying every night. Like, I don't have the capacity. A junior in high school should not go home crying every night because she's so exhausted from having all the sport and trying to maintain grades and a good GPA and be able to eat and sleep and all the things. My health was deteriorating fast. And that was it. And I had peace about it. I quit and I was like, oh, like it was like a breath of relief, which was really sad, but that made me realize I made the right decision at the right time. And I had other parents coming up to me when they found out and saying, good for you for sticking up for yourself. Like, good for you for not taking that. Like, I had parents of girls on the team coming up to me and being like, I'm actually proud of you for making that decision, because they felt I wasn't being treated fairly. Which is kind of sad for the parents to recognize that. So, yeah, like, and there's no animosity between me or any of the girls at all. Like I said, love those girls. They're fantastic. I feel like, I don't know. I think about coaching myself, and it just made me realize the type of coach I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but
yeah, I think I get that.
Yeah. So that made me, I feel like a lot of people don't know that story, and if people who know me who knew that I quit hockey at that point, this might be the first time that if they listen to the podcast, this might be the first time that they've ever heard that story and why it actually happened. So
no, I get that. I think, like I said, like my junior year when I had to play JV for football and stuff, like I didn't know if I was coming back my senior year. Yeah. So I think we both get that. Yeah. I don't know. Even like even during my senior year, I was like, I don't even know if I want to like you said, like my love for the game was just kind of gone.
Yeah.
Like,
and like I truly remember the beginning of that season, especially like when I was told that I was planning on have to practice with JV. I remember pushing myself so absolutely hard in every practice. I was like, no, I have to prove it. I have to get there. I have to get there. And it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember, like, there was, like, 3 weeks or something like that, where, like, the first week, they're like, you're going to do this for a week. And then I remember the coach being like, no, you're going to do it for another week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is there no end?
Yeah.
Like, it just, and I'm not the type of person to, like, blame others for things I'm responsible for. I truly felt like I gave it like everything I had.
Mhm.
But I also take people at their word.
Mhm.
Very, very. I mean, in both situations that I described, early on in hockey and then at the end of my career of high school hockey, I was told by an adult, a coach, someone who I trusted, one thing, and the actions of that trusted adult or the decisions
Yeah, there was no
were the
follow
exact
through.
opposite
Yeah.
of what was told to me.
Yeah.
I'm still like that. I take people very, very clearly at their word.
Yeah, I think we both kind of do that. I think we both try and give our like, and I fail at it, but like I try to make sure that my word is my word is my word, and
My word is that's like I will do anything in my power to make sure that I can keep whatever word I've given to somebody.
yeah, I am not super awesome. I try,
Mhm.
but
I'm
yeah,
a real stickler about that with time.
yeah,
I think like I always show up on time or early,
yeah. I think
almost always. And when I'm late, I feel terrible because I feel like that's like disrespecting people's time. I don't know. It's just those kind of standards that we hold ourselves to.
yeah. All right.
Oh, that was heavy. At least for
Did you
me, I feel
did,
like my
do you feel
head.
like you got it all off your chest?
A little bit, yeah. I'm finally just like that story's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, we'll be good coaches one day with those things in mind. We'll bring that into
I'm
coaching.
just sitting here nodding.
And
You can't
can
see
you
me.
hear the nod?
Yeah. So I think, so kind of going off of the whole like just no longer being a multi-sport athlete and being a decade older now.
Hmm.
Um, oh wow, that's weird to say.
Yeah, a decade.
Ugh.
I'm almost a decade, but
It's
well,
9 years.
yeah.
Um, oh gosh. All right. So now we're kind of getting to the point where like, all right, we need to go to the gym.
Right.
Like we need to be more active and stuff. And then the big thing for us was like, well, shoot, how do we make this work? Because
Mm.
we wake up at 6, get our kid ready to go.
Yeah.
Jordan brings him to daycare. Then I get ready. I go to work. Then we get home. I come home and I kind of clean up from breakfast and everything.
Hmm.
And then Jordan and Warren get home. And then we have supper. And then we play with him for a little bit. And then we put him to sleep. And then it's like, well,
And we're
shoot,
both exhausted.
I want to go to bed now.
I mean, we were fairly active. We've always been big on walks in our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
like being really active. We ran a half marathon together.
Ugh.
Michael was not a fan
I
at
thought I
all.
was going to die.
But I've still kept up running like at least every other year
Yeah.
since I think I've unless I've been pregnant.
You've done 3 or
Have
4? Yeah. 3.
3 halves so far.
You did the one with us, one with your
Like
friends,
every other year. Yeah.
and then you did the one
One by
last year.
myself postpartum. Yeah.
This woman is a beast. She ran a half marathon 6 months
6.5.
postpartum.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. But I mean, we worked out went before we had our baby. We worked out fairly consistently.
We've been off and on trying to be super
We've been kind of
consistent.
yo-yo gym goers.
Yep. We try. It just
right.
It's hard to get consistent with such a, I don't know. We've had a very inconsistent like just life so far.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just life though.
Yeah, I think it is just life. Like just
yeah.
If life is super consistent and it's boring, and then you're like, well,
yeah. So we have like a generally athletic like undertone to our like to who we are. Like we've always been very into like being athletic or like at least myself. I don't know.
I had a couple years where I couldn't give a crap.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've always really wanted to move my body and take care of it. Well, because like as an OT who sees a lot of older people, like I can tell those who get injured when they're older, like the recovery is so much faster for those that are stronger or who worked out the majority of their lives.
Yeah. So we kind of worked out a little system where one of us will put more into bed and the other one will go to the gym.
Yeah. That was good for the first week or two, and then
like
you got
2
sick
weeks in there, and then
it's like that's kind of gone downhill.
Yeah. So I think tomorrow night one of us has to go, and then we have to switch on Friday.
Definitely.
We just have to get it started again.
We'll go to the pool with Warren on Saturday, so we'll get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, good workout.
Yeah, he has his
floaties and his life jacket now.
We just got those this last weekend, so
yeah. That'll be
It'll be fun.
exciting. He
He's
likes
gonna
the
love
water.
that.
Hmm. He loves the
But
water. Yeah, so
yeah,
we've been making it work, trying to stay active, but y'all know the struggle is real. If you are an active gym goer and you have kiddos, let us know.
and it doesn't involve getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Right. Let
'Cause
us know
I
how
can't do
you
that.
do that or what kind of schedule you have there, and we'll keep you updated on how our current process is going.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think I'm a
think it'll
teacher, right?
work.
So I have the summers off. So I really want to.
You're gonna be able to go to the gym consistently this
Well,
summer, likely.
not even that. I mean, well, yeah.
Take them to the
But I
pool.
want to be able to like, I want to get a bike trailer for my bike and just
Mhm.
take little dude on bike rides all over and stuff.
We live
and,
next to some pretty good bike trails.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for that. I
Yeah.
think that'll be a. I need to
He'll
get my
love
I
that.
need to get my cardio up, anyways.
Yeah.
I huff and puff a lot quicker than I used to, and I don't like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. I just want to stay active enough that we can run around with our kids and
Oh
like
yeah.
be so present and have them have those memories of mom and dad just jumping in and playing football with them or running around and chasing them and
Yeah, maybe I should start coaching track and try and make the kids beat me.
right, you race the kids.
Yep. They
That'd
probably
be fun.
will beat me for a
Yeah.
while. That'd be fun. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So now comes the part of our podcast where we talk about
Trends.
trends or things going on in media that have caught our interest.
Oh,
This
yeah.
week, I've been seeing a lot about parasocial relationships.
Mm.
So, if you're unfamiliar with these, Michael, explain what a parasocial relationship is.
Okay. So I've been aware of these for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of I think it's kind of where like reality TV kind of started getting a hook in people is these people start getting more invested in these people who honestly don't really mean anything to them.
Right.
And they get they start treating them as friends or like take a social media influencer, I don't know, whoever, and they start getting really invested in this person's life, and they start like thinking of them as their friend and stuff, and it's like, dude, no, like they don't even know you,
Mm-hmm.
like, and just like that type of stuff.
Yeah, where I saw it come up was well, like a big thing lately has been like keeping your kids off of social media because people are creepy. I always like accredited that to like there's really weird people here who will take pictures and do things inappropriately, you know.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was kind of like the reason because I think that's part of the problem. Like I think there are really evil, nasty things out there that people do or whatever. But I always thought that was kind of the reason that people were taking their kids off the internet. But come to find out, someone that I follow, they were talking about their kids and how they don't put their faces on the internet. And they were talking about it actually stemming from people feeling like they had a relationship with their children.
Yep.
Like this connection to them, knowing everything about them. And like, that's so creepy.
Yeah, like, no, go outside, touch grass.
Right.
Get a relationship with people in your life.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Go to, I don't know like what you're interested in, but go to a bar, go to a library gathering, go to find your local paddle, I don't know. What is it called?
Tennis.
What is
It's
it?
not tennis.
It's not
pickleball.
Tennis. Yeah, go find your local pickleball club or whatever.
Took me a second too.
Go make actual friends in real life. Right. Like,
and like I understand that people have like friendships online. I'm not talking about that because like you can like people that you actually talk with, that you actually
I was an online gamer. I met like I never met them, but like I had buddies
you could talk
that I never met them, but like we'd get online and play games together, and like we actually talked conversed with each other.
Yeah,
not just like
it wasn't like you were watching their videos.
So did this and so did that. I know them so much. Like, no, you don't.
Right.
Like,
well, and I'm not talking about either like. So I have been guilty. I have said like to my like older relatives, like if they're like, "Oh, who's that?" or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, just my friend on social media." Like it's just harder to explain to older people who like influencers are. So like that's not what I mean because obviously I know they're not my friend.
Yeah, I would
But
always.
like,
I think I would always say, well, just it's just a person I like their videos or something like.
yeah. And I've really like stemmed that direction. But I remember there was one time where like someone had done something as an influencer and I was trying to explain it to I think one of my grandparents and
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh yeah, my friend did this." And I was like giggling to myself because like this is definitely not my friend. They have no idea who I am. But like
Right.
but it wasn't like a sit like I wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, they're my friend." Like no, nothing like that. So yeah. So that's new on the trendy side of things, but
Yeah.
time for our hot takes.
Oh,
Michael,
I'm first this time.
you're first this time.
Maybe not a hot take. I don't know. I got on Jordan a couple times for not actually having hot takes, but social security numbers are stupid.
Social security numbers.
They're so dumb. The way they work, stupid.
Pack it a little bit more.
All right. So let's say you get your social security number stolen.
Yeah.
There's no way for you to change that.
You should be able to change your social security. I know you can't, but
Like, what?
yeah.
I'm sorry. If I get my credit card stolen, I cancel it and they get me a new one within a couple days.
Right.
Like, we can do new numbers.
I do agree
Like,
with that because I feel like your identity shouldn't be stolen for the rest of your life or your
gosh, no.
like
Like,
everything
we have
ruined
a couple
because
like relatives who like had it happen to them and like they're still feeling the repercussions now when it wasn't their
like
fault.
my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stupid
Yeah.
that you can't just be like, hey,
I need
my
a
number
new
got
number.
stolen. I need a new one.
Right.
Like, I understand that the system's ancient, but that probably means we need to redo it.
We probably need to fix that one.
Um,
If anybody
yeah.
knows why we don't, let us know. But
Oh, well, it's because the system is written in an ancient coding language that there's like 15
Oh.
people who, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but like, it's old. They'd have to basically start from scratch, which would not be a bad thing, but it's a massive undertaking that any politician who tries to push it, like, they're not going to get any like wins for it.
Hmm.
It's just going to be expensive and no one's really going to care unless it's the person who's been like affected by having their identity stolen before.
There's probably a lot of things that need to start from scratch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's mine.
My hot take is that it should be mandatory, like a law for, I know I think you'll agree with it. You should have to work at least 1 year in a customer service position
Oh, hard
before
agree.
you can get any other type of job.
Like a customer facing position.
Yes, and I'm talking like a and
Serving
no
cashier.
hate, but like a minimum wage type of job, like that you would have. So like
Okay.
yeah, and like you can do that early, but like it's some kind of like retail or fast food service.
Yeah, because some of y'all have no manners.
Some people don't realize their tone
Yeah. I don't think people like
or the disrespect that they dish.
I worked as a server for 6 years
Mm-hmm.
and like the people who were nice to me, they got free stuff all the time. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think you should say that.
Well, not like expensive, but like just
Oh, like mess ups in the kitchen, things like that.
No, but just like oh you want like a refill on your pop before you leave? Sure, not a problem. You want it to go? Not a problem.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. In the South, that wouldn't be a bat of the eye. In Minnesota, they don't
well,
do that.
oh yeah. Or
Sorry.
just like, hey, your food is taking super long. We had some extra soup in the back. Like here's a couple cups of soup while you wait. Like or are you new to Minnesota? You never tried this before? All right, here. I want you to try this. This is something like
Right. Yeah. So it wasn't like you were giving out free dishes over here. You were just
no.
Yeah.
And
You
if
were
I
getting
did,
better
it was
service
with
if you were
it was
nicer.
with the intent of getting them to buy something.
Right.
So
As encouraged by management.
yeah. Upsell, upsell, upsell.
Right.
But
yeah. So yeah. I feel like that won't be a hot take with all, but I feel like it could be.
that's beneath me.
Yeah.
That's the attitude we're trying to fix, man.
Right,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
that isn't beneath anybody. You
No.
never know when you'll have to work one of those jobs.
I always try to give everybody who works in the service industry like just the utmost respect.
Gosh, yeah.
Tip
Imagine if they all quit.
If you don't have money, life advice. If you don't have money to go out and tip well, you can't afford to go out.
Until law.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yep. So, yeah. That's it for hot takes.
I think you dropped your real hot take at the end there.
I know. Yeah, it was like a little like mic drop moment.
Yeah, that's the real hot take. I agree with it, but
Yes.
that is probably a hot take.
Yes. All
All
right.
right,
That wraps up episode 4.
roll the outro.
We'll see you next time.